Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. For those of you looking to surf the internet privately, there is a link for ExpressVPN in the description below. While I do not work for ExpressVPN, I am an affiliate. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. At the moment, it says Ethereum fails to retain $1,600 as back and forth movement begins. There's a lot of things to cover today, and many of them have to do with the prices of the cryptocurrency market, with many people still not figuring out one of the most important things that is actively moving our prices around. It says technical analysis. Sorry for screaming. Ethereum stuck in key range. Why $1,400 and $1,480 is the key is not necessarily the key per se. It's just more of a really fancy sounding number that we have to stay above in order for things to seemingly remain bullish in the short term. It says why crypto market is turning red ahead of a crucial week. Yes, everybody, this is going to be, and we're going to have more of these. This is not going to be the only one. However, this is a very important week because of something that we've been discussing since around April or so, give or take. It says, will the Fed prevent Bitcoin's price from reaching $28,000? 5 things to know in Bitcoin this week. The idea has been since about 2 weeks or so now. The momentum that we're seeing for Bitcoin's price and Ethereum's price is kind of right in line with the hitting the bottom and moving back up to previous prices, and therefore a potential beginning of a mega bull run in 2023. Usually we have to get to the old all-time high and then kind of move up from there. A lot of people are posting on Twitter about this again. The guy Plan B is showing. I always scour through things on the internet, and he was showing his chart, which has shown previously the other price movements, not per se where Bitcoin's price is going to exactly be in the future. And there's kind of like a green movement up. It kind of turns yellow. It begins to turn red. It turns, I believe, dark blue as we hit the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. And at the end of that little pool area, cusp, I don't know what you would call it, is a light blue circle. And the light blue circle, for the 4 past other cycles in his chart, has indicated that that has always been the moment when the prices end up moving back up, and we end up seeing a year and a half later, we end up hitting the previous all-time high. We end up going to a newer high, usually 3 years after. So by 2025, we should be, that's the illustrious $250,000 Bitcoin price, so on and so forth. But the point to be made is that everyone's charts are showing that Bitcoin's price was going up because it was the time for it to actually begin to move back up to the, you understand what I'm saying. However, this week is what we've been talking about for a while. I make sure to constantly throw it into videos so that everyone understands that this is actually a thing and it's not simply something that's coming out of left field, because it's what we've been knowing for a very long time, especially since the beginning of this year. When the Federal Reserve announced that inflation was too high, they were going to try and find a way to lower inflation. And one of the only ways that they're trying to do that, not even stopping money printing, is by raising interest rates. The idea being, if interest rates are high, not a lot of people would want to take out loans or do stuff with money, and therefore prices would begin to settle back to where they believe that they should be, therefore easing inflation a little bit. So this week is one of those weeks where the Federal Reserve has announced that they are going to be definitely raising interest rates. We just went over this a couple of days ago. The news being is that people believed at the beginning of this month that the Federal Reserve would be raising interest rates by 1% in order to curb inflation, get the economy under control, what have you. That was pushed down by them, and they said, no, it's not going to be a full percent. It's going to be 0.75%. And we've had news since around March, April, roughly around there, that they planned on doing it multiple times this year. with the largest stretch of news that we received being until September. So it's expected that in August, there's going to be another hike. And in September, it is believed that that will be the final hike. No one knows, but the analysts have been saying that the Fed can't raise rates too aggressively because then no one does anything with money. And then the economy definitely collapses. And as we are already on the cusp of a recession, many people even say that we are already here. We are experiencing recession-like things. They're trying not to push us into a depression, which would then last for a year and some change, if not longer, roughly around December. So the idea is raise rates until September and then kind of stop. And then at that point, the economy can do what it will, because for those of you who don't know, there are a lot of very rich people who are trying to get richer. And the idea of the Fed stopping them from doing so, and I'm not talking about like millionaires. I mean, like the, people in like the dark castles, stroking like the hairless cat, that kind of thing going on. Anyway, it says the Federal Reserve will probably have to inflict much more pain on the economy to get inflation under control. Growth is already slowing in response to the Fed's repeated interest rate increases, with the housing market softening. This is also something I'm seeing as well. I usually don't ask why. I usually look at real estate in multiple different countries, I guess because I kind of want to buy stuff there, but also just in general, I like to see what the prices are and where things are going. And you can see prices falling and more people putting things on the market than they were doing over the last 2 years. And we're getting indications now that the housing market, if things continue in what we're seeing now, could within the next year or so be to more reasonable levels, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you have been seeing it's the same exact thing with the rent increases. A lot of landlords have been using this as an excuse to like gouge people from prices. Studios should not cost, they should not even cost $2,500, nonetheless $3,600, as I'm seeing, especially like in New York and many other places. It's really completely out of control. And this all is meant to, by the Fed, help to get these numbers under control. But, the market is what it is. Technology companies curbing hiring and unemployment claims edging up as well. But with inflation proving persistent at a 4-decade high, a growing number of analysts say it will take a recession and a markedly higher joblessness to ease price pressures significantly. A Bloomberg survey of economists this month put the probability of a downturn over the next 12 months at 47.5%. And there's a little chart right there. So as it stands right now, literally at this moment, the other markets around the world that are opening already in red. They're falling down a little bit. I don't know why we continuously have to go through this dance every single month. We know that the Fed is going to be raising their rates. This isn't surprising news and should not be to anyone. So the fact that we always have to go through this, oh no, it's going to be a bad week kind of thing, when we know that it was already, it doesn't even have to be a bad week. We knew that this was coming. Like, why on the day of, I think it's on the 27th that they're projected to do it. Why does the market then have to like slope down? Because usually, can anyone tell me what happens the day after they've already done the rate hike? That's right. Prices start to go back up and they turn green and everyone's like, what? It's only happened 17 other times in a row. I can't believe that this is happening. So yeah, as it stands right now, the crypto market's in red. And I mean, it's not even that bad. Like, some prices are down by like 1%. When I just looked before even making the video, Bitcoin was actually up. Like, it was like lightly in green, as was Ethereum. I would love to see a cryptocurrency market that wasn't so correlated to any other market at all, but there's always going to be an inverse and direct correlation to everything, I guess. But yeah, that's all the price news that we have for now. The other world markets have not opened. When they opened up, I will assume that they will also be in red based off of this nonsensical fear, because you have to make news, you have to make people terrified, prices have to go down, and then they have to go, see, they went down and now they can go back up. And that's just basically how it's also going to be for portions of August and also portions of September. I'm very, very interested to see what the Fed rate hike in September is going to, like, what effect it'll have on Ethereum's price, because at that point it should be all engines go for the cryptocurrency market as we see the actual upgrade taking place, but we'll see. Also tying, directly into this as well, a lot of the cryptocurrency news wasn't negative. There were certain news articles talking about like prices are down, we may do this, but nothing was like, oh snaps, we're here for the next 9 years in negative territory. A lot of things were really optimistic, and it mainly revolved around, you guessed it, Ethereum. It says Ether technicals hint at an ultra bullish breakout as merge FOMO kicks in. This is quite real. The amount of accumulation of Ethereum that's happening is a little bit intense. And I warned you all of this before, and I've been telling you for the past couple of days that this is just how it's actually going to be. A lot of people are coming to terms with the fact that the only way to create Ethereum in the future after September will be to actually own the coin. It says Ethereum witnesses huge outflows from crypto exchanges. People are taking their Ether off of the exchanges, keeping them on their wallets, putting them, who knows where people are putting their Ethereum. It's their money, so they can do what they will with it. But everyone's getting ready for the actual upgrade. I think that them telling us the date was kind of the main catalyst for all of this. I'm very excited to see where all of this goes. This has been 6-7 years in the making. I'm excited to see how many transactions per second we do, how high the coin burn is. We had indications before. It's not even a rumor. This was said by one of the developers a couple of months ago that they're wondering when the actual merge happens, if the passive income from the coin will actually double. I think it's currently at 5 to 7%. I would not mind a guaranteed 10% from having anything locked inside of a protocol. But yeah, it's definitely going to get a lot realer than it currently is right now. The fact that we've been seeing these like mega price movements in the market is also just a really big indicator of where we are probably going to end up going. This one? Yeah, huge outflows. And also, yeah, it says report. There are now 84.3 million Ethereum balances that are now holding Ether. I think there's a little chart over here as well. We've had this indicator before for Bitcoin, and it's of course very bullish. The idea is the amount of people who are buying Bitcoin, creating new addresses or what have you, and we reached a new all-time high of addresses that are actually holding Ethereum inside of them. It says non-zero, and I think it's such a weird, semi-confusing term to say, just say that they actually hold Ether inside of them. And it's now 84.38 million addresses are now actively holding Ethereum. That also ties in directly to the people taking it off the cryptocurrency exchanges news as well. We had this news a while ago before Bitcoin hit 70,000 that the amount of non-zero Bitcoin addresses was also skyrocketing, and the amount of Bitcoin on cryptocurrency exchanges was also being taken off. Is this also one of them as well? Yep. Also in unsurprising news, it says mysterious Bitcoin wallet amasses $3 billion crypto fortune in just 3 days. A new Bitcoin wallet has amassed a massive crypto fortune after collecting more than $3 billion worth of Bitcoin in less than 1 week. I repeat that once again. One person on this planet over the course of 7 days bought $3 billion worth of Bitcoin. Data from BitInfo charts reveals that the whale address has gobbled up 132,877 BTC, worth about $3 billion at the time of writing in just 3 days. Between the 19th of July and the 21st of July of this year. So the whale accumulation continues. It will probably never end. There was a lot of, not even a lot. There was news at the end of last week that there were indicators that a lot of the smaller businesses who had gotten into the space over the last 3 years were selling off some of their coins simply because they may not have been doing so well. Maybe the business was so-and-so, or maybe they just needed some extra cash reserves like Tesla. And therefore, that's why there was like a mini sell-off. But every time that news happens, there's also like whale news, like someone accumulated all those coins that were actually sold off. So yeah, that's basically all of the price news happening right now. The market's slightly in red. It's because of what the Federal Reserve is going to be doing. Stock markets are also falling. We're tied to them. We can't really get out of it. However, the optimism behind and within the scenes is still gigantic. People are still buying, and I don't have the other article here. It was talking about the only people who appear to still be selling are anyone who got into the market within the last year. People who got in 2 or 3 months ago looking for some easy money to make, bought some, and now they're selling, but it's like smaller amounts. It's like $2,000-$3,000 worth of crypto. It's nothing like gargantuan at all. And everyone who's been in the market for a while is still holding, because I think all the, and I use air quotes here, the true believers, we're expecting $70,000 again for Bitcoin. I'm wholeheartedly expecting a $4,000 Ethereum. By the time we get to September, October, November, December, if the upgrade has worked, if the burning mechanism has gone into overdrive, if there is 7 to 10% plus for staking your coins, unless the Federal Reserve is like, we're raising interest rates by 5%, we are probably, this is not financial advice, we are probably going to see a $4,000+ Ethereum. It just makes logical sense. We're at 1,600 without the merge having even actually happened. Anyway, that's the price news. Things are looking pretty okay. Expect a week in red. I mean, we have had 2.5 weeks in green, so, can't be too upset there. And yeah, let's move on. Also in news, the price of Teddy Doge has collapsed by more than 99.94% over the last 24 hours. Coinbase data has shown. And here's Teddy Doge right here. According to blockchain security firm PeckShield, that's a new one, the project was a soft rug pull. No, that seems pretty intense. If you lose 99% of your value, that is a gigantic deliberate rug pull. The price of cryptocurrency was pumped and dumped by the deployer of the contract, the firm says. Whoever was behind the rug pull managed to make away with $2.5 million worth of Binance coins and $2 million worth of Binance US dollar stablecoins. The assets are currently being transferred to Binance. Genius. Why would you transfer your scam money to Binance? I just don't understand how people's minds work. Backing it up a bit, this isn't an I told you so. It's more of a I've told you a million times, stop dumping your money into ridiculous coins. Because I see so many people promoting these coins or getting into these coins or whatevering these coins on Twitter and sometimes on Instagram as well, and being like, this is the new one. This is the new Dogecoin. Dogecoin already exists, but this is the newer Dogecoin because, what is this one called? Teddy Doge. So it sounds cute, so definitely get into it while all your money gets wiped away. So, as always, try to make sure that you are diligent when you are putting your money anywhere, even if it's just on the kitchen counter. Pay attention to it. If it sounds ridiculous, just don't do it, because all people did was make the creator of this coin $4.6 million richer. So, this was floating around. A lot of people were talking about it. Some people legitimately in shock because they thought that this was the new coin that was going to take over Dogecoin. That's the Teddy Doge news. I'm telling you, watch out where you put your money, because, yeah. Let's move on. And the most popular news story of the day. Last month, Yuga Labs, the $4 billion company behind the Bored Ape Yacht Club, generated headlines by suing a prominent artist for trademark infringement. Now the company may find itself on the other side of the courtroom. Law firm Scott & Scott is currently organizing a class action lawsuit against Yuga Labs, according to an announcement from the firm late this week, or last week, I guess. The lawsuit will allege that Yuga falsely promoted Bored Apes NFTs and ApeCoin, the collective native Ethereum token, as securities with guaranteed returns, but which in reality plummeted in value over the last 3 months. I'm going to give you... I think the cryptocurrency market's going to have a lot of problems over the next couple of years. A lot of people have realized that they can be terrible people and just kind of launch lawsuits whenever they want about any given ridiculous thing. I'm not defending Yuga Labs. I don't know Yuga Labs, and I could literally actually care less about Yuga Labs. It's more of a people got into crypto in the last couple of years, briefly learned what a security was, and they think that anything that has lost them money should now be considered a security. Once again, keeping in mind, if X is making you money, no one cares. It could be a security, a fufurity, a majority. It could be any single thing that you've never heard of, but it's making you money, so you don't really care. Over the course of the last year, and this has happened all the time. This happened in 2018, 2019, you name it. When crypto's going up, everyone, I don't want to say the L word, everyone doesn't love me, but you know, not a lot of friction. I make sure to tell people all the time, I go over the news. I'm not telling you where to put your money, and I never will, because it's not my money, it's yours. Period. Everyone cool, got that. But the moment the market goes down, my comments get real nasty. Everyone starts screaming and complaining. You told me to put my money into this. No, sir, you're an adult, and you put your money into that yourself. A lot of people are a little upset right now. A lot of upset because they got lost in the ApeCoin Bored Ape Yacht Club hype. And a lot of people, we had news reports from this a lot of times. People were buying these NFTs for $1.2 million, $1.89 something million, $500,000, and all the celebrities were promoting it, and they said it was cool and awesome, and everybody loved it. Until the prices of everything around the world, once again, this is, I think, the point that a lot of people forget. A lot of people, for some reason, just get entrenched just in the cryptocurrency space and forget that there's a whole nother world out there. This is why I bring you sometimes like stock news. So you're not simply thinking that, you know, Bitcoin's bearish. No, Bitcoin's never actually bearish. Like the momentum that we have for the market is always self-sustaining in a way. And the reason why we've technically been going down or went down over the last 2 years was because of all the world events that are also shaking every other market. Do you think that the housing market and the stock market are going to go down and collapse and the cryptocurrency market will simply go unscathed? It doesn't make any sense, especially as we've seen this correlation building over the last 3 years. The idea of a security, for those of you who don't know, is something that you buy with an expectation of explicit profit. It's not simply, I am buying a piece of gold because I expect it to go up if the economy goes down. The idea within the cryptocurrency sphere especially is, I am buying this NFT or this coin because I will have benefits after the fact of me buying it. I.e., there will be airdrops. There will be other coins given to me. There will be this happening. I will receive benefits inside of the metaverse. If I buy a piece of land in the metaverse, I will be. You kind of get the idea. And every new cryptocurrency NFT project that's launching loves the idea of utility. You buy it and you will be able to utilize other things that will be given to you for free. It's kind of the same exact way. And I think it's even crazier that this is happening. It's the same exact way where everyone who was holding a Bored Ape Yacht Club, for those of you who missed this little tidbit in the news, were airdropped ApeCoin. So there was one guy in the news, I think he had 2. He managed to get 2 at the beginning of 2020 or 19. I don't know when exactly it was. And he was airdropped ApeCoin, which equaled around $600,000. Right. He was given this money for free, and that's kind of the idea behind it. Part of the issue is that these NFTs are basically being considered by many other jurisdictions around the world as just a digital form of art, not so much a security or otherwise. And that's kind of where we end up right now. So this happens every cycle. There's always terrible people out there who decide to launch lawsuits. Remember the multiple lawsuits that we no longer hear about that were launched against Ripple. The idea was these people are making tons of money when prices are going up, but the moment things go down, they look for someone to blame, and it's never themselves. It's never ever them. It always has to be someone else who led them to the lake and told them to drink and told them to set up a house there. Their house gets flooded, and they go, "You led me here. You made me build this house. I can't believe that you did that." And that's just how it always is, because terrible people will exist all over the world. The case's plaintiffs have not yet filed an official complaint in a federal court. Scott & Scott is still... I can't even imagine how you would be willing to take on this case as a firm. You know they have no real case. What's the point of doing this? Scott & Scott is still in the preliminary stage of seeking plaintiffs who suffered losses in association with the purchase of a Yuga-backed NFT and token from April to June. Wow, what a time frame. The firm did not immediately respond to requests for comment on the story because they know that this is ridiculous. Key to the suit's success once filed will be the court's determination as to whether non-fungible tokens are securities, similar to a share in a company that could appreciate in value. If a court finds that the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs are securities, then Yuga Labs would have failed to make the necessary disclosure and registration obligations that I think people are being paid and set up to do these things, because this doesn't make any sense. There are so many people in the space who are basically holding the SEC on their shoulder. Doesn't it seem a little weird that we have like 17 different projects that are all being followed now by the SEC because someone has filed a lawsuit against them when no one was doing that years ago before, except for Ripple, because people are terrible? Doesn't it seem a bit odd that the SEC has been trying to get more control over the space, has failed, and now there's random people popping up filing these lawsuits against specific coins that the SEC wants control over? Is no one finding this all a little bit too weird that people are just handing the SEC more power over and over every single time? It says, but that may be a long shot. They said, I see very, very, very little likelihood that the SEC is going to want to step in there and characterize that Bored Ape NFT collections are securities. This was said by Brian Fire. What a name. A professor at the law at the University of Kentucky. I think they're going to resist that tooth and nail because that would open up a huge can of worms for them and force them to regulate all manner of things that they don't want to be regulating. So this is the most popular news story of the day. I saw it and like went over it. Like I was like, whatever, these things happen. Nope, this is extremely popular, and I'm pretty sure that more people are going to try and sign up to this and say, I was also wronged. No, you bought what you bought because you bought it. Their advertising wasn't that good that you were like, whoa, I gotta get into this. I followed. This is why I told you I bought ApeCoin when it was like $26. I followed the entirety of this saga. I was not airdropped the coin because I do not have one of these NFTs. But at no point did they ever say that you would receive a guaranteed price for your Bored Ape. They never said that Bored Ape coin would definitely always stay above $20. There's never any guarantee like that. And these are the things that you should be watching out for. If there is a project that ever tells you there is a guaranteed X, that's what you should be staying away from, because you cannot guarantee anything in any market. If you buy a home for $300,000 and someone says, I guarantee you in 3 years this will be $1 million, you would go, how do you know that? But in the cryptocurrency space, for some reason, somebody says, well, it looks like we're going to $1 million, and everyone begins to feverishly buy into the project. So once again, not defending them. It's more of a, be an adult. Stop doing this over and over and over. It's going to continue happening. Like, there's no actual stopping this momentum now, especially when people believe in a money-hungry society that they can simply trip someone else and try and get some of their money from them. I don't think any judge is going to actually be like, I'm going to take this case, or simply say yes to the idea. Because like judges have to look over it and say, okay, there might be something here. I'm pretty sure not. So yeah, this is the inappropriately induced lawsuit news. Imagine if we lived in a world where people just actually took care of their own problems and didn't blame other people. I know that's a stretch. I know. Hold on, buddy. I know that's a gigantic stretch, but imagine Because here's another scenario. If you believe in the idea of a multiverse and not the, Scarlet Witch one, like the idea of, that we are all happening at the exact same time, science, yada, yada, yada. There's another universe where the cryptocurrency market has never experienced any relative downturn, and these NFTs are going for about $6 million right now. Do you think there's a lawsuit there because people are making money? Probably not. And even more so, wait for the radio silence of lawsuits and issues when our market does eventually, maybe-ish, no one knows, starts going back up. Wait how many lawsuits you hear about then. Sir, I made $6 million and I am tired of it. I can't keep making all this money. It's way too much for my family. We are living so well right now. I just don't understand. So yeah, that's the sure. Why not? Go and do this. Maybe the person's trying to become famous. I don't really know. All right. Let's move on. Also in popular news that we're just going to fly over. This is supposed to be the week. This is supposed to be it. Cardano is supposed to be having their mega upgrade this week. We were told last week of July. That's where we are. Let's see if it happens. I'm kind of expecting another delay. I'm just that kind of person because I've been through so many of these things in the cryptocurrency space where we keep hearing that something's going to happen and it's like, okay, buddy, you don't got to lie to us. So I would expect, here's what I'm going to say. One of two things is going to happen. Either we are going to hear today or tomorrow that the upgrade is sometime within the next 5 days. Yes, end of month. 5 days as we were told. Or we're going to hear that there's like a little bit more work that has to be done and they need to fix some things. And can you guess when they're probably going to do the upgrade? Someone said it out loud. September. I have a strange feeling it's either going to be now or September so they can move up with the actual momentum of Ethereum. It seems believable. All right. Let's move on. As always, a very big thank you to my Patreon supporters, GBU Wally, Manny Cryptos, Empire Queen, Mad World of Crypto, Bubble Mode, How's Life Austin, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Jamie Saad, and let's move on. Blockchain Simplified, Roman Geba, Bitcoin Ben, Arachno Dave, Tony Ambroski, The Dealer's Den, Captain Something and the Z, Way, Lay, Miguel Grolay, VB Nerd 21, Mobarazzi, Lauren De Silva, Co-Woted Biddy, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Paternoster, Navarro Williams, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Martin Steuer, A Bibliophobia, The Animal Reader, John Sarson, Nostromo. Did I say Martin Steuer? Martin Steuer, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cole D, 3D, Setsuna, Richie Rich III, that sounds fancy, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Yes to Crypto, Bodie, Mick Boatface, Anytime Fitness Monks, Corner Staff, Bake, Miha Cake, Tigara, Macho Nisa, On, Crypto with Lionel, and Creole, and Michelle URL. Thank you all very, very much for your continued support. Thank you to all the new Patreon members out there. I'm waving. You can't see me, but I'm actually waving my hand in the air. I look a bit ridiculous. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who is a clicker of affiliate links. Thank you to everyone who is still here listening to me ramble on about this weird market at the moment. If you're still here watching the video, type in the comment section 1337. Let me know that you're there. 1337. Bitcoin is currently at 21,920 US dollars. It is down by 0.24%. Like I told you, like a little bit down. Not like a lot of it down, but it's still in red. Ethereum is down by 0.43. See? Understanding the trend, like things are down, but not like down. The market clearly wants to move back up, but the stock market downward pressure is stopping that a little bit. Anything has bucked the trend. There was news earlier that Shiba Inu had passed by Tron. I think there was some rumors of the Shiba Inu metaverse, the Shibersi, or something like that. News is apparently going to be launching about the launch of it. Litecoin is up by 0.23%. Chainlink is up by 0.9%. Market's trying to move itself back up. I don't think anything is... Well, ApeCoin is still up by 18% over the last 7 days. So that's something. Axie Infinity is up by 4.5% over the last 7 days. Anything else happening? EOS is... Wow. What? EOS is up by 10% in the last 7 days. There was no EOS news. That lets me think, once again, something is happening always behind the scenes because there was no reason for EOS to be moving up. We haven't even gotten news of the, remember we had news at the beginning of this year that they were planning like a rework of the whole system and having more node validators and basically like a gigantic rebrand. They were also working, whatever happened to Voice? Voice was meant to be their social media platform that we heard last year was supposed to be changed into an NFT platform that also never launched. There was also a decentralized exchange. What happened to the news? Remember that? Was a guy named Bloomer or something like that? That they were reworking EOS? That was like 9 months ago. What happened to all that news? Yeah, see, people say stuff and then they think that people have forgotten, and it's like, come on, dude. And Qcoin token is up by 2.34% as well. Yeah. I hope you all have a wonderful Monday. Do hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, and or supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.